The first thing is that the investment committee is really made off of two groups of people. There's the four partners, which are really the ultimate executive decision makers. And then there's four additional people who are non-executives, and I'm one of them, but there's also Dolly Sagwe and Lauren Elmore and Dave Tomey was here today. And that group of people come from a pretty diverse background. They all have deep business experience, either in the running companies directly, small companies, or as private equity partners for David, but also running small and medium businesses. And then Dolly is on the ground in Kenya, and so she's got deep experience there. There is a very formal process, meaning that there is a lot of steps, and you heard some of that from the investment team already. I think that they described that real well. There's the pipeline review, there's a pre-due diligence screening where we can review both sides of the investment itself from a return standpoint, from a risk standpoint, from an impact standpoint, and that's where it gets kind of green lighted to go deep and spend some real time and money in trying to make it work. Then there's the actual due diligence, the structuring of the transaction, the negotiating, and then approval, which often can be a couple of different rounds. Sometimes we take equity positions, and sometimes we take debt plus a revenue share, which is kind of a way to say, hey, the company's at a certain point of its growth that when we invest and we know what their revenue is like, we anticipate that as they use our capital, that revenue is going to grow. And we're going to share a piece of that growth as a way to reward us beyond just the debt interest return, which is a good way to sort of mirror what an equity investment would be when sometimes an equity investment is either not possible or not desirable. So we've learned, hey, if we're committing $1 million or $2 million or $3 million, it's not necessarily wise to just write a check. And we expect that those funds are not always needed right away, but for them to be best used, we need to make some progress around certain critical areas in the business, and that's when those funds get progressively released. The result of that is quite significant because we can have better downside protection, but also we've got optionality that result from that around future funding opportunities and a better ability to influence the impact side of our mission. And part of impact is really kingdom restitution and justice in the sense of being able to take back and give it back to where it really belongs in the first place. Impact investing is complex and exciting journey, and I want to thank you all for playing a critical part in it, not just with your investment, but also with your support, with your voice and your advocacy for what we're doing. Thank you.